friends, it's Katie, and I hope you guys are doing really well in this time. We miss you guys so much, and we love you and are praying for you. But we just wanted to share another story with you this week. It's personally one of my favorite stories in the Bible. It is in the book of Daniel. It's right in the beginning. It's about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now there was this king of Babylon. His name was Nebuchadnezzar, and he has this dream that there was this big statue, and that it was this ruler of a kingdom that will never fall. And Nebuchadnezzar actually builds this statue, and he tells everyone in his kingdom that they must bow down to the statue and worship it when they hear the sound of music. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were appointed to manage the province of Babylon, and they were like, heck to the no, we aren't bowing down to any statue. Like, we know who our God is, and we worship only our God, as we are told to do. And now Nebuchadnezzar finds out that they are not bowing down to this statue, and he says that anyone who does not bow down to the statue will be thrown into a furnace of blazing fire, which is terrifying. And he goes to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and is like, what are you doing? Like, you should be bowing down to the statue. This is what I told you guys to do. Don't you know about the fire, like furnace of fire? And they say, if the God we serve exists, then he can rescue us from the furnace of blazing fire, and he can rescue us from the power of you, the king. But even if he does not rescue us, we want you as king to know that we will not serve your gods or worship the gold statue you set up. Now this angers Nebuchadnezzar, and he orders his men to turn up the furnace 7 times hotter than what is customary. It's kind of like when you anger your mom when she's like already mad at you, and she makes your punishment go from like a week of being grounded to like 8 weeks of being grounded, but like a fire. But so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are tied up, and they're thrown into this fire because they didn't bow down to this statue that they're told to worship. And Nebuchadnezzar and all of his men they jumped in alarm, and they're like, what the heck? Because they say, look, I see 4 men not tied walking around in the fire unarmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods. So they were rescued by God from this furnace of fire, and they were unharmed, no burns, their clothes weren't singed, their hair wasn't singed. And I think this story is just so cool because it kind of shows how God rescued them from the fire. And there was another one in the fire with them, and they were unharmed, and they were brought along out of this fire. And I think it's kind of representative of some fires that we can be in and kind of stuck in or thrown in our life, whether that be right now during this coronavirus situation, or maybe little fires that you have at school with conflicts with friends or with teachers or with your families, or if you're put in a really hard health situation or one of your family members are. And our fires can look different for everyone, and they can be little fires or big fires, but I think it is so cool that we have a God that loves us so much, and he doesn't promise us that we won't go into fires, that we are going to live this perfectly unharmed life, that we're going to have no problems and no sickness or hurt, but we have a God that loves us so much that he promises to be with us as we walk through these fires. It says in Isaiah 43:2, I will be with you when you pass through the waters and when you pass through the rivers. They will not overwhelm you, you will not be scorched when you walk through the fire, and the flame will not burn you, for I am the Lord, your God. So I just want that verse and that story to really encourage you guys and remind you that you are not alone walking through these difficult times. God is right there with you, carrying you, holding your hand, skipping with you, whatever you may think it may be. And he loves you guys so much, and he is with you and with all of us, and we're going to get through these hard times, literally like right now, like through these hard times and any little times that you have. So I just hope you guys are doing well. Have a great rest of your week, and seriously reach out to a leader if you just want to talk, if you want to virtually have coffee or lunch and just talk with us and hang out. So that's all I got for you guys. Have a good week.